This is Andi Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm joined by Luis Arias here at Salas Boxing Academy in Las Vegas. Luis, first and foremost, how are you?
I'm doing good, in the gym as always, getting ready. Got a big fight. I'm having another big fight hopefully at the end of the year, and I'm just staying ready.
Now, obviously, just before we do come on to that, we haven't actually caught up since your victory against Jarrett Hurd, so let's just go back to that one, Luis. A massive win for yourself has put you right back in the mix. Reflect on your performance first and foremost for me.
I'm just happy. I felt like I said when we interviewed, I said it. I said I was a better fighter. I felt like I had the better inside game. I felt like I was catching them at a good time, and everything that I said I was gonna do, I did it. So I'm just happy that I was able to, talk it and then back it up this time. And I'm happy. My career has gone the way it's gone. But I stuck at it. I kept at it, and I'm in title mix. You can see a world title fight soon.
You said to me before the fight that not only was you going to win, but it was going to put you back into the mix for it. Jarrett Hurd was the favourite heading into it. It was a heavy favourite as well. Was it a surprise to you, kind of how comfortable you looked on the night? I know you was very aggressive, come forwards throughout, but you never seemed troubled or bothered throughout.
Yeah, no, like I said, I knew what I possessed, and I just know, the game hasn't been the best to me. But for that particular fight, I said I had been training for 5 months for the fight. I was going all out, going hard, making sure I doing the right things, and it played out fight night. I pretty much dominated him. I said I was gonna jump on him from the jump. I jumped on him. I hit him in the mouth. I hurt him more than he hurt me. He was holding more than I was holding, and I put the foot on the gas the entire fight. So I'm just happy that it was all played out. Salas played a big part in that. We had an excellent training camp. Mayweather Promotions was fully behind me the entire time. A lot of people thought that they were putting me in there to lose, but we all knew we could win the fight. The more important people knew we could win the fight. We went on there, we did what we had to do.
You win the fight, and as you said to me at the beginning of this interview, you're waiting for news on a big fight you're hoping to secure. Well, another big fight coming up next. Talk to me about where things currently stand.
Well, right now we're trying to secure. I've made it clear that I wanted to fight Tony Harrison. I told Floyd I wanted to fight Tony Harrison. I told Leonard I wanted to fight Tony Harrison. Julian Williams could have been possible. I felt like a former champion was right, but he about to fight in a couple of days, so he won't be available. I feel like the best available fight with a former champion is the Tony Harrison fight. The fight in Australia fell through. I'm obviously with a huge promoter, with a huge network behind us. So, the fight makes sense. So, like I said, they told me I'll be back by the end of the year. I think one more solid win, and then I can get a title fight.
Talk about if a fight between yourself and Tony does go ahead, what should the fans expect to see from that one?
Well, the press conference is gonna be the best part that he probably gonna have, But once we get in that ring, I feel like it's gonna be just no different than the Hurd fight. Only he don't got the chin that Hurd got. So honestly, it's gonna be worse. But like I said, I'm gonna come in shape. I know how to fight going backwards, but I like fighting forwards. I like throwing punches. I gotta get Tony out of there. So it's gonna be a good one.
Somebody you mentioned earlier, Tim Tszyu, he was potentially going to face Tony Harrison. With that in mind, Tim, he seems to have had a few difficulties getting opponents over to Australia because of his strict quarantine rules heading into that country. Would you ever entertain a potential bout there?
Fuck no. Not in Australia. The world knows, man. America is where the big fights happen. The history shows, if you want to be big time around the world, you got to come to America. You got to fight in Vegas. The biggest fight capital forever has been Las Vegas. So, the big fights are in Vegas. If you want to be a big shit, you got to come to America to do it. Anthony Joshua's and, Klitschko are, the few guys that can get away with it. But really, you got to come to America to do it. So if he wants to, be big time, he got to come over here because I'm not going over there.
You mentioned how huge, obviously, America is. It is classed as the mecca of boxing. With that in mind, we have one big heavyweight fight this weekend, Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder 3. What many hope is the end of their trilogy saga. Just get your thoughts on it. What do you expect to see this time around?
I expect to see a different Deontay Wilder. I haven't seen too much of Tyson Fury training, but when he was getting ready to fight that Joshua, I had seen him in the gym, and he was looking good. But I have noticed that Wilder looks different. I think it's going to be a good fight. Wilder looks in shape. Fury has all the confidence, but I'm looking forward to it. It's boxing. Wilder got that one punch.
What types of improvements do you think you've seen in Deontay from the footage since his link up with Malik Scott?
He just seems more confident. It seems he looks stronger. He looks a little bit bigger. You know, he was kind of, what did he weigh, about 230, I think, his last fight. You know, he's at his best, like, when he's under 230, like 225. Most of his knockouts are when he's like 220, 225. So, I mean, he looked good. You know, I like, you know, he's moving around. He's going to try to box him. And you never know, man. If you come in there with a different trick, he might throw out Fury, you know, and he got to land one. So,
do you have a prediction for the fight?
This one's hard. I can't. I'm not
Is this one harder than to predict than the second or the first fight?
I think we're falling. I think so. Because it's just, man, it's just unexpected. You really don't know what to expect. I really don't know what to expect from Wilder. But I do feel like he has all the confidence in the world. And when you got a man who really doesn't give a fuck about what everybody says, and he's going to go in there and he's going to get the job done, like, that's a guy you got to kind of be like, yo, maybe, you know. So we'll see, man. It's going to be a huge event, you know. Two huge different promoters putting together a huge event, and I'll be ordering it for sure.
Just want to touch on a couple of your campmates as well. You have some fights coming up. Obviously, we've got Robisi Ramirez who's training. How's he looking ahead of Saturday night?
He's been looking good. He's been keeping the weight down. He got in with a new little strength. He got the new strength conditioning guy with Larry Wade. You can see a little different on his body, and then this is a big fight. You know, on a big stage. You know, a good 10-round fight with a guy with a good record who's going to come to win. So I'm looking forward to seeing Robesi and his improvements. You know, he's been looking better in the gym. He's been looking better fight by fight, and he's getting guys out of there. So this is a great test on a great stage, and I think he's going to do his thing.
Seen some reports, but nothing official, that Thomas Delorme will face Jaron Ennis, which is a great fight at 147, if that does go ahead. If that's deemed to be the case, what's your thoughts on it?
I mean, tough fight for Delorme, but Delorme knows what he got to do, you know, and he's been in the gym a while ago. So when this fight, I guess, come up, I think they're going to fight on the 30th on Showtime. I'm pretty sure it got announced, or it's about to. But he got a tough task in front of him. He knows that Jared Ennis has a lot of tools, but he's one of those guys that doesn't care. You know, he doesn't care. He's going to come 100% prepared. Salas, they've been training hard. They know what they got in front of him, and he's going to go in there. It won't be an easy fight for Ennis.
And then just a final one, we haven't obviously caught up either since Yordenis Ugas overcame Manny Pacquiao. What was your thoughts as in your campmate produced what was a terrific win for him, and that will open up so many doors for him now?
Yeah, Yordenis did his thing. You know, he said he was going to beat him. You know, he felt that he was a bigger guy. When the fight got announced here, you know, the entire gym, you know, we were all happy for him, and we were just talking about it. And he was completely confident in beating him, and he did. He beat him. He out-jabbed him. He outworked him. He controlled him. He beat him just how Floyd beat him. Just, you know, he was just, you know, a pretty nice sized underdog. But Yordenis has been working for a long time. You know, he's been on 11 years, you know, win streak. You know, 11 fight with, not 11 years, 11 fight with Salas. Yeah, that'd be shit. Yeah, well, no, he's been on 11 fight win streak with Salas. You know, he's been, you know, the only fight, and it was a 50-50, you know, he could have lost. You know, if that last round knockdown would have counted for Ugas, he would have beat Porter. You know, so I think it's well-deserving. He's been working for it, and he's been in the mix this entire time, and then I'm happy for him.
Right, Luis, we'll leave that there now because I know you're about to train and you'd rather get on with that than continue to speak to me. Yeah. So thank you for your time as always.
Yeah, like to go. Thank you for everybody to support me, man. Everybody who doubted me. I told you. Everybody keep supporting me. Keep doing it. Like I said, we got a big fight coming up, and I'm going to war, and I plan on being world champion next summer.
Luis Arias, as always, a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.